If I had to guess, I would guess that chicken is the most popular protein for dinner. Our family definitely loves chicken dinners, and tonight I'm going to share with you 5 different winner chicken dinners so that you can have some new ones to try with your family. Hey y'all, I'm Mandy, and this is Mandy in the Making. Okay, to get started, we've got our large skillet here. You just need a couple of tablespoons, or in our case, more like half a stick, you know. You just do it till it feels right. And you put that in the skillet and allow that to melt down. We've got it on about medium high. I went ahead and diced our onion using the onion chopper or the veggie chopper that I have. And then he's going to mince up 4 cloves of garlic. And he's so kind, he went ahead and removed all the stems.
I did. I de-stemmed
the baby
spinach.
That's right. And he pulled off every single stem, y'all. He did real good. He stood over here for like 10 minutes. Okay, so what we did here is we just seasoned the chicken with salt and pepper. We cut each chicken breast in half so it would cook quicker. And we've got it here in our butter. We'll let it stay on this side for 3, 4, 5 minutes, and then we'll flip it. So Stephen said, I want to throw some garlic powder and some paprika on it. And I said, well, do it. So that's what we're doing. Oh, that's pretty. So we're just flipping these, and we're gonna allow them to cook all the way through on the other side before we remove them. So now Stephen is gonna finely dice our roasted red peppers. These are fire roasted red peppers from Thrive Market. So we used about half of this box of penne. We're just going to be making this separate. This will go at the bottom of our dish when we're ready. You can use whatever noodles you'd like. So these are gonna come out, and we've got some aluminum foil. We'll just tint this plate to keep them warm. He's gonna throw in our onion. And we're gonna throw in just a little bit of chicken stock to kind of deglaze the pan as well. It smells so good in here. Cole came in here, he was like, what are y'all making? It smells really good. So we did 2 large roasted red peppers, and then we've got about 4 cloves of garlic that Stephen minced. Oh, there you go. Have at it, Chef Stephen. You and your cream cheese self.
Yeah.
While that's cooking, we're just gonna season it with a little bit of salt and pepper. Now, this has been cooking for just a couple of minutes. We're gonna add in Stephen's favorite ingredient ever, 4 ounces of cream cheese. I'm just kind of separating it out.
A dollop of cream cheese.
And then we need to put in the rest of the chicken stock. So we had 1.5 cups of chicken stock. He put in about 1/2 cup earlier. We're gonna put in the rest of it now. And we're gonna stir this around, and we're gonna let it melt, obviously, and let it simmer for a good 7 or 8 minutes. Our cream cheese has melted completely, and it's come up to a simmer. It says to allow it to simmer for about 7 minutes so it will reduce a bit. So we've got the temperature on about medium, and we're gonna let it hang out. Now it's time to add our spinach. It calls for 2 cups. We're just doing 2 really large handfuls. Here, you can use this to stir it around. I've already drained our pasta. It's hanging out back here. We're gonna let this wilt down, and then we're gonna add our chicken back in. And it's gonna be time to eat. Look at this. Stephen's about to slide all that chicken back in there, along with the juices. I'm so hungry, it's ridiculous right now. So yeah, are you excited?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited because I'm hungry.
And you're excited because there's cream cheese in it.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that. Whoops. It got foggy.
Little froggy. That, my friends, looks amazing. Fix that hair.
All right, here we go with the cream cheese meal. Let's see what we got.
You act so mad about it. It ain't hardly got any cream cheese in there at all.
Smells absolutely delicious.
Now Cole is all skeptical because you said cream cheese.
Yeah, it's got cream cheese in this thing.
But your dad picked this recipe out, believe it or not.
Well, it's not great, but it's amazing.
Oh.
That is really good. That sauce is amazing. And the chicken is perfectly cooked.
Okay, good.
That sauce.
You want to drink it?
Yeah.
This is a wonderful meal. This is like restaurant quality meal.
Oh yeah, better.
Oh, yeah.
This is better.
Yeah, we give this one a 10 out of 10, maybe 11 out of 10. This might end up in a favorites.
Maybe.
Maybe. One thing I was thinking of, and I can't believe what Stephen just said. I'll let him say it again here in a second. If you wanted to thicken up the sauce, you could definitely do like a cornstarch slurry and thicken it up just a little bit, just so it grips to the pasta a little better. And what did you say? You could even add what?
A little bit more cream cheese, maybe.
And that's all I have to say about that.
Just to thicken the sauce a little bit.
We need to write the date down.
Okay,
It's
just to
monumental.
thicken.
So this is a chicken wild rice soup. We need some fresh thyme, and we also need about a cup of spinach. While I don't have spinach in my garden, I do have something that's very similar and acts and tastes just like spinach, so that's what we're gonna use. You know what is the best thing? The best thing is not having a green thumb, but still able to have a thriving garden indoors. When I first heard about garden, I thought it was too good to be true. I thought, you know, plants don't like to live around me. They see me and they kind of shrivel up and just wither away. I thought there's no way I'll be able to keep a garden going. I stand corrected. The reason why I love my indoor garden so much is because there is AI technology built into it, so it helps me. It helps me a lot. It tells me when I need to trim roots, when I need to add water to the tank, and then it just kind of takes care of the rest. It turns on at a specific time in the morning, it turns off, it waters as needed. It has that AI technology, so it knows how much water the plants need. It's pretty much foolproof. And it's so great when I need chives or onions. Maybe we're wanting to have a salad for lunch. It's so nice to be able to walk into my dining room, snip off what I need, and bring it in here and add it to any dish. I've really been enjoying having basil growing in there, thyme, and I love having jalapeno peppers at the ready. Another thing I've been learning from my garden is kind of the cycle of different plants. Some plants will last for longer than others, so when some of them kind of time out and it's time to replace them, it's very easy to do so. I just order some more Y cubes or some new plant seeds from garden and put them in the nursery. The nursery just allows those seeds to germinate and to get a good start before we place them into the garden. I've done that process a couple of times now, and it's just really simple because on the garden app there's video of how to do everything. There's detailed instructions on everything that you need. So if you're interested in getting a garden for your home, be sure to click the link in the description box below. It will unlock an exclusive offer just for you. And if you don't have a green thumb, you're going to be amazed that you can actually keep plants alive and your family will benefit. This recipe calls for 2 chicken breasts, but I had these 4 chicken thighs in my freezer, so I thawed them out and we are just going to trim them up a bit, get some of this excess fat off of there, but feel free to use chicken breasts for sure. Okay, the recipe called for 2 carrots, but look at this. This is enough for two. It's rather large. So we're going with 1. And then I need to chop up these 2 stalks of celery, and then I need to also dice this onion. This onion does not need to be diced, it just says chopped, so I'm doing it in larger pieces. All of that is done. We're gonna grab a tablespoon of this butter and head over to our stove. I've got this large soup pot or Dutch oven heating to about medium high. I'm going to let that melt. So the recipe calls for 2 chicken breasts. I feel like this might be a little more chicken than what we needed it for. So I'm going to hold one of these off and I'm gonna throw it in the air fryer a little bit later and just have it for a salad tomorrow. She says, I want it, but I think the 3 will equal about 2 chicken breasts. So that's what we're gonna do. So the spinach is optional in this recipe, but we are going to use this, I'm gonna say this wrong, I know. It's tatsoi. We've got green and red tatsoi here. And according to the garden app, it tells me that this behaves and kind of holds up like spinach. It wilts like spinach, all of the things. So I'm just going to, in true Mandy fashion, cut off the stems because ain't nobody got time for that. I've been wanting to use this. It's been so pretty growing in my garden, so thought it was time to use it. That has melted, but I don't feel like that's enough on the bottom there for all of that, so I'm just gonna add just a little bit of olive oil in there too. Ain't gonna hurt nothing. Let's toss all of our onion, celery, and carrots in, and we're just gonna let this saute and kind of soften for about 7 minutes. Okay, this has been cooking over about medium heat. We're gonna add in about a clove of minced garlic. And I grabbed a few sprigs of thyme from my garden, and I'm just gonna throw that in at this point too. We're just gonna let this cook for another 30 seconds. If you have dried thyme, then use about a teaspoon of that. Okay, for this recipe, we need 6 cups of chicken broth. So I've got 2 cups here, and then this whole carton. We need to add in 1 bay leaf, a little bit of salt and pepper, not a whole lot of salt because that is not low sodium chicken broth that I used, so I'm just gonna add just a little bit of salt. but I am gonna load up the pepper a good bit. I'm gonna go ahead and turn up the temperature too. So I'm gonna turn this to medium high because we're gonna be bringing all of this up to a boil. At this point, you're gonna add in your chicken. So I'm gonna add in 3 chicken thighs. I'm gonna save that other thigh like I mentioned. And then you need about 2/3 a cup of wild rice. This is a wild rice blend that I have. And honestly, it looks kind of like birdseed, not gonna lie. But I know it's wild rice. So let's add that in too, and let's bring this up to a boil. I got sidetracked and this thing is definitely boiling. So I've turned it down to low and we are going to let this just simmer and cook for about 45 minutes. You want that wild rice to cook all the way through, and then of course we want the chicken to cook all the way through as well. The recipe doesn't say whether you should cover it or not, but I'm assuming that you do because when I cook rice, that's what I do. So I'm going to put the lid on it and we're gonna let this cook for about 45 minutes. We'll check it around 40 and just see. I just took the lid off. It's been 40 minutes. I have turned it back up to about medium high because we are gonna need this to come up to a boil. But right now we're going to remove our chicken and we're gonna shred it. So I found the bay leaf. I'm gonna take that out and let's add our chicken back in. That looks wonderful. We're gonna add some creaminess to the soup with some heavy cream. We need about a cup. And we're also gonna make a roux here in just a second to help thicken this up. That's why we do need to bring it back to a boil. So I'm just gonna stir this and it's still heating up. It's getting close to coming up to a boil. This looks so good. Let's make our little roux. It's a little bit different. Well, you know what? I say it's different. We're not making a slurry. That's what I'm thinking of, but we're making a roux. So I have 3 tablespoons of butter. I'm gonna melt this really quickly. Okay, so I've got our melted butter here. We're gonna add in 3 tablespoons of flour and just whisk that around. And then we're gonna pour it into the soup. And it's starting to bubble over here, so it will help thicken the soup pretty quickly. And then we're gonna let this simmer for just a couple of minutes, do its thing. And at the very end, we're gonna throw in our spinach-like ingredient. Well, that thickened really quickly. It's not super thick, but it just thickened it just enough. I'm gonna continue to let it simmer for another minute or 2. I've got some really delicious crescents in here, or croissants, I guess. And dinner is almost ready. Okay, I think that's the perfect consistency. So I'm gonna turn this down to about low, and we're gonna add in our green. Definitely could have added more if I wanted to, but the recipe did just call for like a big handful, basically. Hot, 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 hot. Gosh.
That croissant as big as a football.
Look, don't hate.
I ain't hating it. It looks great.
You don't have to get 2, you can just eat 1.
That's right.
Yeah.
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 All right, let's get into this soup now. Look at that creamy soup.
I know.
And you're talking about smelling good. It's got that trinity of
It does.
the ingredients there with the celery and the, I guess, onions. You got onions in there?
Carrots, yep.
Mmm. Oh, man. Yes. A proper chicken stew is what this is. Let's try some of this.
We have a little bit of green in there.
What you call that again?
It's tatsoi. I don't know. I'm probably butchering the name.
Wow.
Is it good?
Yes.
I'm so happy.
Man, that is good.
I am so happy.
It's not too spinach-y.
It's a term. Look it up.
It is. It's really good.
What do you think about the wild rice in there?
Do what?
Oh, our garden just went off. That's why it just
wild
got
rice.
dark.
Where's the wild rice at?
It's in there.
Is it?
Yeah, it's just not a whole lot.
Oh, I see one now.
I see one.
I mean, I can't really tell.
I see one.
I saw one. I'm gonna try this bread.
Okay, try the bread.
Look at bread. It's so like it is.
It's some special bread. It's something new we're trying. Oh. Can you believe that was frozen just a little while ago and I just popped it in the oven and that's what it tastes like?
That is really good.
I know.
Man, that's like one of them Wade's rolls, you know what I mean?
I hope it's better than Wade's rolls.
Oh, wow. I mean, anything better than Wade's rolls is pretty good.
I'm telling you.
I mean, I love a Wade's roll now.
Wade's is where it's at.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. Comment below. Do you know what we're talking about when we say Wade's rolls?
I'm going to tell you right now, that is delicious.
I'm so
It's
happy.
flaky, but it's also...
like buttery. And
buttery,
yeah,
yes.
Yeah. This may be one of my favorite soups I've ever made.
Yeah, it's up there.
It's definitely up there.
It's up there next to cheeseburger.
Uh-oh. It's funny he mentioned cheeseburger. Y'all stay tuned to that, but...
Hey, chicken. I'm glad you used dark meat.
I know. It's our favorite.
I mean, don't use anything else.
No, they can use chicken breast. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to go back to eating. Put this one on your menu, y'all. It's very, very easy. Takes about an hour, so it's not as quick, but worth the wait. Tonight we're keeping it very simple and we are doing chicken tacos. Let's preheat our oven. We're gonna preheat it to about I'm gonna do 425. Okay, so I've got this, which will hold all of our taco shells when we fill them to go in the oven. I'm gonna heat our large skillet to medium, about medium. And we are gonna pour in this entire jar of salsa. You just need 2 cups of salsa, so whatever kind you like. I do like this Mateo's. Nope. Ooh, sneak peek. You're welcome. I didn't even think about that. It's not done. It'll be done tomorrow. And there she goes. This is a medium salsa. It says to also add some tomato paste and water. This salsa is very watery, so I think I'm gonna cut the water in half. But we are gonna add the tomato paste, so let me do that. We just need a couple of tablespoons. So like I said, I'm cutting the water by half because my salsa is super watery. I'm just gonna stir this to combine it and let it warm through. To this, we're gonna add a teaspoon of chili powder. Oh, that's more like a tablespoon, Mandy. Got very excited there. Okay. And also a teaspoon of cumin. Is it cumin or is it cumin? Or is it, you know, either way? I've always said cumin. How do you say it? Let's stir that up and let it continue to heat through. And while it does this, we're gonna start shredding our cheese. I'm gonna be using Monterey Jack. You can use pre-shredded cheese like the Mexican blend if you want to. Quality control. Where's my cheese monster? I think she's asleep on my bed. There she is. Also, this is my office currently because the kitchen is being redone and that's where my office used to be. Gracie. Hello. Oh, hello. Here we go, princess. That's it right there, hun. Oh my, what have I done? Here, here. Okay, you gonna follow me to the kitchen? Yeah, I know. Let's go. I gotta wash my hands and you can follow me. You ready? Let's go, girlfriend. Don't you dare jump down that way. Come on. I'm waiting on her to go to her perch. Or like her little, she did it. Dang it, I missed it. Come on. Oh, we got some sizzling action over here. You want some more? Okay. Okay, there it goes. This is definitely up to temperature. So let's take some shredded chicken and add it in. We're just gonna coat it in all of the sauce. You need about 1.5 pounds of chicken. You want some chicken? Where'd you go? Oh, here, there you are. There's some chicken. Okay. She's a happy girl. That's all we got, little girl. She said lies. Okay. And here is some more. You eating good today. You missed a piece down there too. All right, I'm gonna let this coat and heat through because the chicken obviously has been in the fridge, so it's pretty cold. And then we'll start assembling our chicken tacos. This is a easy, easy dinner. I prefer these stand-in stuff just because they're so much easier and you can fit so much more meat in them. And then obviously they stand up and you don't have to worry about it. Ma'am. So I'm going to take these out and load them up into our pan. So I have turned off this eye, or this burner, excuse me. I know some people don't call it an eye on the stove. And we're going to start just kind of stuffing our tacos. Okay, these are stuffed pretty well. Got a little bit left over here. Now we're just going to top it with our cheese so that the cheese will melt on it in the oven. Okay, these tacos are gonna go in the oven at 425. I'm gonna do them for about 10 minutes and we'll check on them. And while they're in there, I'm going to shred our lettuce, chop our tomatoes, all the things. It's taco night. Oh, let me show you our plates, hold on. So this is Steven's. Ooh, you put some jalapenos and some cheese on top of your refried beans.
That's right.
And then I just put a little sour cream on top of my refried beans. Pink.
All right.
How do you eat yours? I need Cholula.
That chicken flavor is amazing.
That's the way.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I like it. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
The chicken isn't dried out. I love that we melted the cheese on top of the chicken.
And the toppings really
so
come together, like the sour cream with that mixture is amazing. And I put a little bit of habanero sauce on mine too.
There's one left over here if you want to make it. Okay.
I'm just glad it can be a go-backer.
It can be because we have one left.
I'm going back. Well, I'm telling you right now, that sauce is good. Just by itself.
You poured all over your refried beans.
I'm gonna tell you what, I'm proud. You did a good job, Sweet Pea.
Thank you. I think my very favorite pasta is Orzo, and tonight we are having Cajun chicken Orzo. To get started, I'm gonna heat this to about medium high. You want a really large pan, ideally one that has a lid. While it is heating, I'm gonna throw in about a half a tablespoon of butter and about a tablespoon of olive oil. Okay, we just have a couple of things to do. We need to finely mince or dice this onion. It's about a half an onion, but it was a rather large one. We just need a couple of tablespoons of sun-dried tomatoes. I'm gonna chop them super duper fine because I'm not a big fan of the texture. I know they make a paste, and I thought I bought some sun-dried tomato paste. I found it at Aldi. Cannot find it for the life of me. So I'm gonna make kind of my own paste right now because I want this chopped up as finely as possible. That's all the chopping and dicing I need to do. Now we need to season our chicken. So the recipe called for 3 chicken breasts sliced into small strips. I did 2 because I had really large chicken breasts. I've got some Tony Chachere's, I don't know how to say it. Creole seasoning, Cajun seasoning. Kind of toss it around, flip it over so I can get to the underside. And I'm just gonna eyeball this. We like spicy, so I don't mind if I kind of over season. And then it also says to add just a little bit of salt, so we'll do that too. I think there's salt in this, is there not? Yes, the first ingredient. And that's all we're gonna add then. Let's go over to the stovetop, and I can always season it after I put it in the pan as well. I'm gonna add a little more of this Creole seasoning to the top here. We're gonna flip it here in just a second. Cameraman has entered the kitchen. Thank you. We don't have to worry about this cooking all the way through right this moment because it's gonna cook for quite a while. We're just getting it kind of browned or seared on each side. Going in with our chicken is our onion, some garlic, a tablespoon of tomato paste, and our sun-dried tomatoes. Gosh, that smells good already. We're gonna turn it to about low heat and let this cook for another 5 minutes. It's just gonna soften those onions. Our onions are good and soft. I've got 1 cup of Orzo pasta here. I'm gonna pour this in, and we're gonna let this cook for about a minute before we add our liquid. All right, so it's been about a minute. I've got a cup of chicken broth. We're gonna add that in. And we wanna bring this up to a simmer. What'd you say?
I said, I'm gonna burn you.
That's not what I meant. He said, what if we threw some jalapeno in there? I said, well, we got one in the fridge, so here we are. Oh, it's coming up to a simmer over there. I gotta go over there and do my thing. You better hurry up over here.
Hurry.
Don't cut yourself. Okay, I'll be back. So he's bringing our jalapeno over because this has come to a simmer. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it down just a bit. Go ahead. Oh, he is not playing. You better wash your hands good and don't touch your eyes. We are gonna let this simmer. I'm gonna put the lid on it. We'll stir it every so often, but simmer for about 20 minutes. It's gonna cook that Orzo and it'll cook those jalapenos down too. I'm gonna do 19 because we waited an extra minute or so before we turned it down. As this is cooking for 20 minutes, you wanna make sure you're checking on the liquid sitch. So you don't want it to dry out. I did add probably another half a cup of chicken broth about 7 or 8 minutes ago because my orzo was soaking it up and it was about to be dry and the orzo wasn't cooked yet. So just keep an eye on that. You may have to add more liquid. Let's check the chicken.
Chicken check.
It is looking really good. We're gonna add in some baby spinach. I removed the stems. You don't have to do that. I do that because I don't like them. You need about a cup. You don't need a whole lot. We're gonna let that wilt. Actually, I'm gonna put the lid back on it for just a second. That'll help the wilting process speed up. What is it?
You gotta wilt it down.
Y'all miss.
We are wilting it down.
Y'all miss so much when the camera is turned off. I'm sorry for y'all because it's pretty comical in this kitchen.
All right, here. Now, we're gonna put some, that's right, we're putting some heavy cream in there.
That's right. Only about 1/4 cup. Not a lot.
Don't put no more than 1/4. Whoa, now, whoa. I'm just kidding.
Would you stop? God. I can't do nothing with you. All right, let's stir that around. We're gonna let that heat through, and then I've got some grated Parmesan cheese.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's add that in. You're gonna add in about 3 tablespoons. I grated a little extra so we could put some on top.
I like you.
Yeah.
Yes. That is really good. Definitely getting the Creole spices and flavors in there.
Good.
Garlic flavor. I mean, it is not bland.
No.
It's hitting hardcore.
Okay, good.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Cole is in the other room and he just said, oh yeah.
That is super flavorful. The word bland is nowhere in this house right now. Salad with the Caesar dressing. Is that Caesar?
It's pesto Caesar, yes.
Man, what a combination of flavors.
Yeah. So
the
good.
Creole seasoning is very rich in that Creole flavor for sure. The chicken just melts.
The chicken is so good. It is not dried out at all.
So good kick of spice from the chili pepper that's in there.
Yeah.
I don't feel like the chili pepper adds a lot of flavor to this, if you know what I mean? Like it doesn't take away.
No. It just add a little more heat.
Just add a little bit more heat.
Which we like. Y'all gotta make this one. 30-minute bruschetta chicken. It mentions you can grill it or bake it. We're gonna do it in the air fryer because I love my air fryer. But let's get started. Okay, so let's preheat the air fryer to 380. And while that starts to preheat, let's do our bruschetta portion. I need to chop up some tomatoes, but that's gonna make it messy. So I'm gonna start by chopping up my basil. I grabbed this off of my indoor garden. You need a couple of tablespoons of thinly sliced basil. So I'm just gonna do that really quickly. That's good. Just set that to the side. Now I'm using Roma tomatoes. I need to go wash them. Okay, you can use regular, like the bigger tomatoes, but I really love the Roma. So I'm just gonna dice these pretty small. This is gonna go on top of our chicken. I have a runaway tomato. Come back, just rolled right off. All right, I'm gonna keep doing that. You need about 1 pound of tomatoes. I have 6 Roma tomatoes. Okay, I ended up only using 5 of them just because I feel like this is plenty. We need to prep the chicken to go into the air fryer because the air fryer is preheated. We need some Italian seasoning. We're gonna do about a couple of teaspoons of this, about a teaspoon of onion powder, a teaspoon of garlic powder, some salt, and let's add some pepper. Toss that all together. That's gonna be our seasoning for our chicken. So I've got 2½ chicken breasts here that I've cut in half so that they'll cook quicker. But I'm going to drizzle a little bit of olive oil on here and just kind of rub that in. Now let's just drizzle this. I'm not gonna be able to do that. Let me wash my hands. Okay, let's sprinkle this over top of our chicken and let's flip it. We're gonna do the same thing to the other side. Now these are gonna go in the air fryer at 380 for 12 to 15 minutes. We'll just check on them. I did spray my air fryer with some oil. In they go. And we need to combine our bruschetta. So let me add our tomatoes to this bowl. We need a couple of cloves of minced garlic. Let's just mix that together and it's just gonna hang out here for a few minutes while we let the chicken continue to cook. So now we're gonna finish up our bruschetta. We're gonna add in about 1 tablespoon of olive oil as well as about 2 teaspoons of balsamic vinegar. And we're gonna throw in our fresh basil that I chopped. And then I'm also gonna add some fresh cracked black pepper. And then we're just gonna mix all of this together and put it on top of the chicken.
Gonna be good. I need to get some.
Whoa.
I need to get some.
Whoa,
of
what?
this.
Where'd this come from?
This mater.
The air fryer? What you talking about?
Oh man.
That's good.
That is really good.
Yeah?
Oh yeah.
Man, balsamic vinegar.
Yeah.
That basil and tomatoes.
Yeah.
Whatever concoction that is
Bruschetta.
delicious.
Yep.
Some more of that on there.
Super fresh. Great for summer.
Oh yeah.
I don't know
Very
what
light.
you've done with these tomatoes,
Yeah.
but it works perfect with the chicken.
Good.
Perfectly.
Yep.
I'm so glad.
Yeah, this is delicious.
So, if you've been around for a while, you know that Cole has a sensitivity to tomatoes, but it's really only if it gets on his lips, correct, Cole?
Yep.
So he can eat it as long as it's not like a big slice and then he's biting into it. So he can eat it this way and it doesn't bother him. So
Man, that glaze and that balsamic vinegar
Yeah.
with the tomatoes and basil.
yeah,
What a combination.
awesome.
Lots of really good flavor. Very fresh. It's gonna get this Italian sort of,
Yeah. Yeah.
vibe to it. Chicken is cooked perfectly.
All right.
Air fryer coming in hot again.
That's right. All right. These two are digging in, so it's my turn.
What you think about that, homebody?
That is the most summertime chicken I've ever had.
Yeah, that's a good description.
There is.
That, I mean, you could have it any time of year, but it's so fresh. Oh my goodness. All of those, like you said, the balsamic, all of that together is so good. This might be my favorite thing. And I love that I could do it in the air fryer and then just make the topping, you know? So Cole has said this is the best chicken I've ever made. His personal preference. That's a really high praise because I've made a lot of chicken. And he's liked a lot of my chicken dishes, but this is the best, he says.
It's way on up there. I mean, it might go in the top 5.
You never can tell. Little girl, you want some chicken? Okay. Chicken. Did you like it? Did you eat it? Okay. Now you want some bread? She's my carb queen. You want some bread? Okay, there you go. All right. Everyone is fed and happy. There you go. 5 chicken recipes that I think your family will enjoy. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. That really does help out the channel, and it helps you out because then YouTube knows that you really like this channel and you don't want to miss any content. Give this video a thumbs up if you haven't done so already, and I will see you next time. Bye, y'all.